welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today we're looking at another stock, VTI ETF, which actually is a total market index fund that gives you an idea whether the market is bullish or bearish. And we're going to see whether this is the right opportunity or should we wait until the market crashes further, because eventually this is going to happen, as there are a lot of factors, moving parts to it. One is the issue that's going on with Ukraine, and the other one is your rates are going up for the bonds, which essentially is going to drop your market. So this is the opportunity for, if you have the capital and you can invest in good stocks, that could be your portfolio stocks. When you look back after a couple of years, when the market revives in a year or two, you can actually see that your portfolio would have grown to the point that you would have not anticipated if you were to not invest right now if the market is down. So you got to find good stocks. And my objective on this channel is to find good stocks that we can invest in and hopefully build our wealth. Because look, at the end of the day, when the market crashes, that's where the wealth is built. Okay, so before I begin, let's take a look at what this VTI is. It's a ETF, right? As I said earlier, basically ETF is nothing but a pool of securities clubbed together with their equity diversified, and they create an ETF out of it, and people can actually buy and sell that ETF. Okay, so in this case right now, VTI right now actually as $217.68 right now. That is what the current price is. I'm on a daily chart because look, I'm not on a 30-minute chart. I'm not on a minute chart. The idea here is to be able to see a bigger picture here and see where we are, so we can determine where we're going to go from here. Okay, so I did draw up the lines. The first thing we're going to take a look is the support and resistance. Then we're going to add the moving averages. Then we're going to add the RSI, and we're going to have the MACD. So let's look at the support and resistance. Support and resistance are basically what the floor was, because usually what happens is when you have a stock hits the floor, there's a lot of limit order kicks in. A lot of people have, so a lot of limit order kicks in. The price usually bounce back, and when it hit the ceiling, again, same thing happens here. A lot of limit order kicks in, a lot of profit, people take their profit, and the stock goes down. Okay, so in this right now, the floor right now from 224 February 24 was $208, right? And the same floor was established in May 11, 2021, right? When the stock was $208. It hit the floor at that time, and the stock bounced back, and it went all the way down to $244, and now it's coming back down, right? So right now it hit the floor and is going back up, and potentially, hypothetically, you can actually hit the ceiling again in a few days, but that's not the case, right? We're going to add the other indicators and see where we could go from there. So a lot of things that do affect is the news catalyst that coming out, a lot of uncertainty in the market, so people will drop off. But this VTI, usually it's an ETF. It's not a stock. It's not very volatile. They're supposed to be very sort of like turtle, like you don't have a lot of return on it, but at the end of the day, they will keep incrementing, and I can show you that what I'm saying, right? So let me add moving averages right here. So if you notice, let me go to month for a second. Okay, so for example, the ETF was created in 2001, right? And if you notice the moving averages, which is your the purple line right here, you can see the moving averages keep going up. And now after 2001, this is only 20 years, right? 20 years has gained $242. So it gained almost, let me see what it gained. Hold on one second. It opened at $56. So it gained almost $175 in 20 years. At the end of the day, you got to see it from the other perspective that, okay, if you are to buying this stock, right, where would you be after a couple of years? Okay, you don't want to be losing money. So this is more of a retirement portfolio. ETFs or mutual funds are usually created for that purpose. Okay, they're not traded on a daily basis to be gained a lot of big money. The more volatile the stock is, the more money you can make. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. Okay, so let's look at the pricing. Okay, the objective here is to find a price that we could use to be able to get into that position, which again we could leave in there for a long term. Okay, right now, for example, let's take a look. Okay, so I did draw up the chart, right? Now, the support, as we talked about, right, is $208. Let's say in the next few days the war thing goes on, and the market start crashing again, and the bond rates are going up, the market is crashing. Your next support is potentially at 194. Okay, let me draw a line right here. this is your next support, okay? About $194. This is your possibly the next support. After, if it drops from here, you're looking at 194. If it drops 194, it's going to go to 163, okay? Now, again, this is I'm on a daily chart, so it could either happen in any day, right? Or it can happen slowly because the bond rates that are getting increased, it's not going to be all together. They're going to have, Fed is going to have 6 meetings, and every meeting they're going to increase 50 bips, which means that, and of course, this Ukraine thing that happened, that could sort of accelerate the whole thing. But so what I'm saying is, like, if it does drop from 208, the next stop is going to be 194. And, right now I would just watch this stock and see where it is and see if it drops. If it does not drop, it will hit its ceiling. Potentially you can hit this ceiling right here first, which is $231, and then it could come back down to $208, 231, 200. If it goes down, it's going to go down to 194. If it drops from 194 to 163. So if it does drop from 194 to 163, that is absolutely a buy. And again, this is not a financial advice. This is my opinion. I will be loading up on that if it does drop on to 163, because again, looking at the moving averages, you guys can see, like, the stock has steadily been going up right from the day it launched in 2001. Okay. Now, again, it's a long-term play. As I said earlier, it's an ETF. It's not a hot stock that you could trade in and make big bucks. This is supposed to be securing your money that you have. And if it does drop to 163, I think that's a good opportunity for anybody to load up on that, at least few shares of this. And I think they pay dividend as well. So load up on this. If it does drop to 163, even 194 is not a bad deal to me, because again, the stock is steadily rising, as we just saw from the monthly right here. And even in 2008, for example, 2008, the stock was at $35. Then after that, it's just steadily rising. I mean, there's a lot of ups and downs, but the stock is steadily rising because it's an ETF. So my opinion would be that watch this stock. If it does drop to 163, I would say it's definitely a good buy at that point, because I highly doubt that it's going to go to 108. I think potentially it could go to 163, because the fact of the matter is, it's an ETF. They don't move a lot. They don't move very volatile. The volatility is really low on it. So I would say if it does drop to 163, that would be a good buy. Other than that, if it goes up, then, it's going to go to 231. If it drops down again, if it stays around this area, that's also, I think it's a good buy in case, you want to hold on. With the inflation and all that, you want to secure your money and be able to get something out of it. You can always invest in the ETF. So, but watch the stock for the overall market crash, and it will give you a good idea where the stock market is right now. So that was my quick video. I'll be making videos on different stocks as well. So hopefully you guys, if you find anything informative, please do hit the like button, and I will talk to you guys next video.